While there have been some really positive things going on site over the last 3 or 4 weeks, there's also been a massive problem, I think, by far the largest issue we've had on the entire project. In a way, I suppose it makes me realise how sort of relatively crisis-free this build has been, which is what you'd hope. But about a month ago, we started noticing that some of the plastered walls started to crack and craze, and the whole surface started getting broken into these various cracks and then becoming hollow behind. So delaminating effectively, the cement plaster is just sort of pushing away from the walls, which over time would mean that they'd drop off. So we were walking through the house, we'd miscoated everywhere, the ceilings were done, we were starting to fit kitchens and do the final joinery, and we started noticing it going at the very far end. And then over time, more and more walls have just started to crack and craze and effectively blow. And we've had to come through and redo 75–80% of the plaster work to varying extents, smashing it all the way back to the brick, as you can see here, and redoing it. Now, obviously there's been a conversation with the guys that did it originally. They seem to feel that the fact we had dehumidifiers running in the project in a highly sealed building is kind of core to the issue, and I don't disagree with them on that. So right now we've had to go through, I've got a different team in to go through and redo most of the plaster work. And there is a conversation about cost and responsibility that is ongoing. It's just been heartbreaking, really. You come down here every morning and one wall that's holding on as you walk in, and it starts to crack and fall off, and they went sort of very slowly through the building. And they've been on for months, so it's very strange. Everyone's sort of scratching their heads a little bit about it, and we've just had to sort of bite the bullet and crack on and get it repaired, because we're moving in 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's been really tough. Really tough, and I'm angry with, I'm angry with the plasterers on one level. I feel really let down by them. I'm angry with myself because it's one area of the building that I didn't meticulously control the specification, and I've done that everywhere. I've researched it, I've controlled it, I've gone out, done everything I possibly can to control the variables, and this is one thing that I didn't, and it's bit me in the arse, if truth be told. Having said all of that, and I think in a few months' time I'll be able to look back with a bit more levity about it, but it's obviously been very expensive. But I think the way you've got to see it is that if you were to build this house using a principal contractor, you would pay them a large amount of money, quite a large amount of money for profits and overheads, and that's where they have their risk embedded. Because things go wrong on building projects. They do. It happens. And I suppose I just have to look at it philosophically that, I'm the principal contractor, I'm owning that risk and the contingency, that's what it's for, is being spent sorting this out. I suppose, the silver lining to the whole thing is that there actually appears to be there was a lot of unevenness on the walls that have been plastered. We've had issues with tiling some of the walls that have been plastered by the previous plasterers, and that's all getting rectified. It's now going on really straight, really nice finish. And I'm much happier with the finish and the quality of the work that's being done the second time round. So there is some light, I suppose, at the end of the tunnel, and it's starting to come together again. The colours going on the walls, the finish is beautiful. We've got it really crisp. So very tough few weeks, really tough. I mean, I was in here yesterday for 6 hours smashing off plaster. On my Sunday, that was my Sunday. And I suppose where I feel aggrieved is that I've paid to put it on, I'm then taking it off and I'm paying these guys to put it back on again. So yeah, tough, but then building's never easy.